Long before Lyra was born, an ancient legend vanished from memory, and with it, something dangerous began to stir. Most people ignored the strange shadows creeping into the edges of their village, but Lyra felt something was deeply wrong.
Her late mother once whispered about a myth that must never be forgotten, yet no one remembered its name.
So when the village lanterns began to dim on their own, Lyra set out to uncover the truth hidden for generations.
Lyra visited Elder Rowan, hoping he knew something.
Anything about the fading lights. The elderly man sighed, revealing a scroll so old its edges crumbled like dry leaves. He warned her that forgotten stories don't stay quiet forever, and neither do the things trapped inside them.
Lyra packed her satchel, determined to follow the scroll's clues into the Whispering Woods.
The forest felt colder than usual, as if the trees themselves held their breath. Shadows curled at the corners of her vision, pulling back whenever she turned her head.
Lyra found an ancient stone altar covered in moss, its center etched with a spiral of forgotten runes. As she brushed away dirt, a soft silver glow flickered above the altar. The Guardian of Echoes emerged, its form shifting like moonlight on water. It spoke in layered tones, asking why she dared awaken what was meant to be remembered.
Lyra answered honestly. Her village needed the truth, even if it frightened her.
The Guardian tested her resolve with visions of forgotten ages and long-lost mistakes. Lyra held firm, reminding herself that knowledge, no matter how heavy, was better than fear. Satisfied, the Guardian revealed the myth, a shadow called the Shadeborn, born from human neglect. It thrived whenever people chose to forget their own stories and lessons. Lyra realized her village's fading memories had allowed the Shadeborn to return. The Guardian offered her a shimmering memory shard, a fragment of the lost legend. It instructed her to restore the village's knowledge before the shade consumed everything. Lyra ran back through the forest, noticing the shadows growing thicker with every step. By the time she reached the village edge, colors had begun to drain from the houses. Elder Rowan greeted her, his eyes filled with worry as the Shadeborn crawled toward the village square.
Lyra held up the memory shard, which pulsed with soft, warm light. The villagers gathered around her, listening as she recited the ancient myth now restored. With every word spoken aloud, the darkness hesitated, rippling like mist in the wind. Lyra continued, telling the story of past generations who once defeated the Shadeborn through unity and remembrance.
The memory shard blazed brighter as the villagers repeated lines with her, recalling forgotten wisdom.
The Shadeborn shrieked silently, shrinking from the growing light. Lyra stepped forward, voice steady, declaring that their stories would never be abandoned again. The shadow cracked apart like brittle glass, dissolving into harmless wisps.
Color rushed back into the village, lanterns flickering back to life as warmth returned. The villagers cheered, surrounding Lyra as Elder Rowan placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. He told her she had restored more than a legend. She had restored their connection to the past.
That night, Lyra wrote down the entire myth in her own words to ensure it would never fade again.
And from that day on, Whenever darkness threatened the village, its people remembered the girl who refused to forget.